Hey guys, Bratty Biker here. Hope you're all doing good. I hope this lockdown is treating you all well too. So my bike has been facing some vacuum leaks and lean mixture problems. So I'm doing a series of videos where I'll be replacing the usual culprits of this problem so that my engine will run well and the mixture would be good. So long living engine, smooth engine, good performing engine with good mileage and quick starting up. In the previous episode, we inspected the power box. We had to replace this power box pipe, the power box pipe's spring cover, and we had to replace both the clamps too. So if you want to watch that video and if you want to learn how to replace your power box on a Yamaha RX 135cc based motorcycles like the RXZ, RXG, RX 135 4-speed and 5-speed, that video would be really useful for you. So the link is down in the description box below. I hope you find that video useful for you too. So if you have worked on this and if it didn't fix your problem like mine, let us go to the next culprit, that is the carburetor. The carburetor has a lot of small O rubber rings inside it, and due to age and running, it can crack and cause air leaks and vacuum leaks, and that is going to cause problems like lean mixture, of course. So what we're going to do today is we're going to remove this carburetor, we're going to take it out, we're going to clean, rebuild it with new gaskets and stuff. So let us go do it now. Here's how you remove this. And now the carburetor is out. There will be fuel in the carburetor, guys, so make sure you have a pan, otherwise you're gonna waste this fuel out. Not a great idea. So now let us take this in and let us do the remaining work of cleaning this up. And it looks a little dirty, so yeah, cleaning this up. Let us check the float height, correct it one more time. I've already corrected it, made another video, posted way back. You guys can see that, links in the description box below. We can do that, and we can check the rubber or O-ring gaskets, like you have a gasket on the air fuel, the idling screw, and stuff like that. Let us check that. If that is broken or if it's worn out, let us replace that, put it back in, and I hope this fixes the problem. But even if it did or if it does not fix the problem, we'll be exploring more culprits as on why there are vacuum leaks, making your mixture lean and making your engine run hot without good performance, starting trouble, stuff like that. So let us take this carburetor in and let us start the work. fails. I kind of tore my gloves, so this is off. Yes. Should have bought another set. Lesson learned. Right. So the carburetor body is clean, and I think I might have identified the problem here. I think it is my idling screw, as you guys can see. Let me see if my camera can catch it. Yeah, as you guys can see, this rubber is in very poor shape, so I think that is the reason why I was facing air leaks. So let me see if I can replace this rubber, and let me see if replacing this rubber will fix the problem. And the float bowl, as you guys can see, I hope, also is pretty bad. There's a lot of dust and dirt inside. So one thing really that intrigues me is whether this fuel filter thing is really working or not. I'm not really sure. I think we have to look into it. But anyways, yeah, the carb is still pretty dirty. So let me clean it up and then let us finish it off. I'm just going to use this old petrol to put it in, and I just sort of push it out, and then yeah, that worked okay, but still need a lot of work. It's amazing that small rubber parts like these, if they break or stuff like that, can cause so much problems for an entire motorcycle to run. It's insane stuff. And when it comes to two strokes, they're very simple engineering. So very simple things, very little to go wrong, and when that little goes wrong, it is actually quite infuriating to find which one it is. So literally, it's this small that can go wrong and cause an entire engine seizure due to lean mixture. So yeah. So now I guess we have to wait until the new rubber parts arrive. We have to clean all these small parts like the float, the idle screw and stuff, a lot of atomizer, pilot jet, main jet. So this is the kind of muck that was present inside the carburetor as well. Quite disappointed considering the fact that I cleaned my fuel tank and also have a glass filter. But sadly, yeah, this is the truth. So let us drain this out. So this is all that's left. What we can do is we can drain this off, pour fresh petrol and soak these small parts overnight. Once the rubber arrives, you can clean them again, get them dry and install them. Now we have fresh petrol. We can soak these parts overnight and install the new rubbers later on. Remember guys, petrol evaporates, so you can place a lid over that, so the evaporation will slow down. It cannot be eliminated, but it will slow down. So the higher time you soak them inside petrol, the cleaning will be better. So I'd say that it's just one night, so just do it before sleep and get up early morning tomorrow, and then you can use them. You can drain out the petrol, just dry them out and you can install them. That should be okay. So everything has been cleaned, soaked with petrol overnight and dried out properly well. Apologies for the dirty cloth, but it's okay. Anyways, so it's time to put everything back into the carburetor, check the float height, seal it properly, and do a test run. Hopefully that should solve the vacuum leak issues. So some parts required replacement, and I ordered two carburetor rebuild kits. One is from Natco and another one is an unbranded one. So I have made a video comparing the original parts and the Natco parts, the parts that come with the Natco rebuild kit, and differentiating the factors and similarities and what you can use for the rebuild and what you can't use for the rebuild. That video will be coming soon, right after this video. So right now I'll explain the parts that I've replaced. So all these parts that you see are original. There are very little parts that I've replaced. As you guys can see, this is your idle screw, and the rubber right here has been replaced. This is from the Natco kit, looks good. Everything else is original regarding the idle screw. This is your main jet, and this rubber is brand new. This is from the unbranded kit, because Natco did not come with one, so this rubber should prove useful. Let me check. And then this is your air fuel mixture adjustment screw, and the original one, when I removed it, did not have the rubber o-ring and the gasket, the metal seal. So this rubber o-ring is from the unbranded kit, and beneath the gasket is from the Natco kit, and the spring is original, and the screw itself is original. So and then the 4 screws that close the carburetor's float bowl, these are from the unbranded kit. And but apart from this, nothing was usable on the unbranded kit. So I did make a video, but I found it to be pretty useless, so I've thrown it away. So you'll be getting the Natco versus Mikuni kit video. So now let's jump straight into the rebuilding process. So the carburetor is all set, as you guys can see. Looks pretty good. So as you guys can see, I've set the air fuel ratio screw at 1.5 turns out as the factory recommendation. Now let's install this on the bike and check if it fixes our problem. Now we are ready to install the clean carburetor back into the engine. But before we do that, there are a few more culprits of this vacuum leakage problem. That is this manifold right here. Again, this is also made from rubber. So before you do anything with this, just take it out and check if it has any leakages or cracks or anything in that sense. I've just checked mine, no problems there. So this is good to go. So let's now install the carburetor now. What you see right here, this small can that's hanging down from the handlebar, this is called as a tester bottle. So this is a great thing for DIY guys to have, because like stuff when you're cleaning your carburetor, modding it or something like that, you don't have to install the whole tank again and stuff. You just have this bottle to check it out. So let's install it on the carburetor and start the motorcycle. You can expect the motorcycle to scream, and you have to reduce the idle because you've just screwed in the idle screw without any sort of calibration. You have to calibrate it when you start the motorcycle. So let's do that now. Let me set up this thing properly. Yeah. This you have this tube coming, what you have to do is you have to slot this tube onto the the fuel intake of the carburetor side. So that is it for now. Make sure that the tube should not touch the engine, because heat can crack open the rubber and petrol will spill, and if that heats the heat of the engine, it can catch fire. Not a great thing when you are fixing your motorcycle yourself. So make sure that this petrol pipe does not touch the engine head or the cylinder fins. Like every petcock, to switch it on, you have to turn it downwards, so it switches on, goes and fills into the carburetor. Moment of truth, let us see if it starts and runs. One more thing, this is a 2-stroke motorcycle, so when you are filling up this can, make sure that it has pre-mixed oil in it. Do not just go randomly pour petrol and come back. Tell them that you want oil in it, alright?